All right, so now that we're live, we called the meeting to order with 7 of 9 board members, one more planning to join us. We've ratified the June minutes. How's our treasurer doing?
Gonna be a minute.
Okay.
Sorry.
So for the Green Man Day, we've got unpacking and repacking from the last ritual and preparing for the next.
Yeah, definitely need to do another reorg and get things back in place and get all of the Maven stuff out because that's, or at least start getting it staged because that's when we really get things going. Work on the front sensory room.
Okay.
Continuing to get what's in there either better stored or moved out so that we can develop that space.
Okay. Got that on the list.
Is there anything else that needs doing?
Nothing that comes to mind for me. I don't know about anybody else, but
If we have time, we can probably print and finalize the Shrine Row labels.
Oh, yes, definitely put
Yes.
the Shrine Row labels on there. And also we need to include in that working on the shrines that are sponsored, making those upgrades and deciding what we want to get.
Well, the weather is still relatively nice, with our encampment kind of getting broken down. It might be worth it, especially if we have enough people, to do another around the store cleanup of trash.
Cool, I like it.
Okay, got that.
I know. I know, I recognize it.
Anything else? I apologize for being in my chair over here, y'all. I can barely sit up today.
Understandable.
Totally valid. Totally valid. I think I was commenting earlier when everybody's kind of getting there. I think it's like, are we all tired? I think we're all tired.
We all had a fun weekend. Well, what about Alfred and Maddie Lee? Ella was moving. What's y'all's excuse?
Of why I'm not in person or why I'm tired.
Or are you tired?
Because I'm still trying to make up for last Saturday. It's kind of hard when I've got to work in Ann Arbor and work, 4 days a week. I don't really get much of a recuperation from,
Right.
heat exhaustion.
Fun.
It's kind of in the name.
My roommate came this morning, so I'm tired.
Alrighty.
Oh yeah, you would be.
Do we want to do our security report next? While we're waiting on the Castle, you just let us know when you're ready and we can do your financial report.
I'll let you know when I'm ready.
All right, so security report.
Okay, well, pretty sure Maven went off without a hitch. I'm sorry, Llamas. My brain's already in gear to get to Maven. The only Band-Aid that I know of was for me, and it was more for religious purposes than medical purposes. I didn't want I poked my finger on a thorn grabbing stuff for the fire, and I didn't want my blood getting mixed in with the fire. So no major injuries. I don't think we had any. If there was any problems, none were reported to me for that. And as far as the EOP, we are planning on our next coven meeting to start doing tabletops of scenarios based on there, so we can figure out what can be removed, how we would respond to certain incidents that we were having some trouble figuring out on the security team meeting. And we can go from there. See if we're missing anything.
We did have a health related incident with the heat.
Yes, we did. Thank you. That was somebody's just kind of overwhelmed with the invocation, I think, and the heat added extra stress to it. They got through it. Okay, we got the temperature down, and that's as far as it went. First aid, basic first aid.
Okay. Is that everything for security report?
That's all I had, unless anybody has any questions for me. Sorry, Castle, tried to stretch it out a little bit, but
Thanks, brother.
All right. Since the next one's related to Castle as well, that's on the list. Let's skip over that one, that next one, and go to one that we put on the other day. Winter venues. So, Alex, you want to go with that one?
Well, I had put out there that we might want to think about looking for other venues outside of Keys for winter Sabbats. If we are continuing to grow, because we are probably exceeding fire capacity with some of these attendance numbers. Oh, don't give me that look. So, which is frustrating, I know, to be in this position again. But we're in an enormously better position to handle it than we were the last time we were looking for a meeting place. We're only looking for Sabbats, and we actually have a budget. So I would say that if we could find someplace that we could have for the day that would meet our requirements, accessibility, ability to have food, and preferably to burn things, that we could reasonably do 150, because we've been pulling in that much on good Sabbath raffles and donations and whatnot. Thoughts?
I don't know the area that well. Are there community centers that have spaces available for rent?
The
And-
Pledge is the first place that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Pledge was what I think I suggested to Solomux when we were talking about that before.
Yeah.
The
I think that-
Pledge, when I looked before, was almost impossible to get.
They're very.
The
They have a
price
lot
is
of
good,
events.
but it is overbooked.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
I was gonna say, I know because their prices are so low, they're booked out quite extensively usually.
Well, that and there's the work that they do specifically that a lot of people are intrigued by and interested in being involved and helping them with by doing that, by paying, doing their venues there or
I
events there.
can't think of any place that allows fires.
That was gonna be a hard pressed one probably to find, is a place that would allow us to burn shit.
Indoors in the winter?
Yeah.
Like candles. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I thought you were. Never mind, I went a
Yeah,
different route. We'll be
yeah,
okay.
no, we're talking candles and maybe incense.
Okay,
One being
okay,
more likely than
sorry.
the other.
Picturing a
For
Viking
community
bonfire
centers,
fire
there's
going.
not much that I can think of in Lansing that would work out well for us. The Hannah Center is a possibility,
What was the name of that place?
It's the one that doesn't allow the candles or the incense, remember?
but they don't allow burning anything. They do have a room that's big enough that I think might be affordable if the rates haven't changed much.
What was the name of that place?
The Hannah Center.
Hannah Center.
You think in that one you did the renewal of vows in?
Right.
That was
So that being said, you know, we definitely want to be able to burn stuff, but we also can't do that at con. So and we've kind of come to terms
But
with that.
yeah, I
So,
don't think that's a hard no. So
Yeah.
I think the Hannah Center should definitely be on the list of possibilities. I believe that room is accessible. They have elevator.
Mhm.
And they have bathrooms and we can have food.
And I mean, most places I've seen don't allow burning inside anyway.
It's
It's
an
gonna be hard to
insurance
find a
issue.
place that allows it.
It depends. If we can borrow space from another church, we're more likely to be able to burn things. Most churches
Hmm.
burn candles.
UU. Let's check with the UU.
You?
Yeah.
What about,
The UUs
Yes,
wanted, if memory serves, and this might actually be in the old board documents that I have. The UUs wanted $275 an hour.
Jesus.
That's expensive.
They're not very friendly. They they blew me off so hard last time. It's not even funny.
They must be different than the ones in Louisville, because the ones in Louisville were the main one in Louisville was actually pretty friendly to the pagans. In fact, they had several pagans on their board intentionally.
I heard they had a very Christian leaning minister running for
Okay.
a while. But
Okay.
what is Talon pointing at?
Me,
Castle.
Oh,
what?
he moved?
Yeah, I moved over to the other side of the room because I need to sit in a different chair. What room were you talking at the Hannah Plaza, at Hannah Center?
It's like at the end of the hall on the second floor.
The classroom?
It's a large classroom, I think, on their website.
I've got on their website, I just jumped on there. They've got their banquet hall at $75 an hour. Executive conference room, $75 an hour. Classroom, $235, $35 an hour. The atrium boardroom's $30 an hour. The recital room's $30. The dance studio's $30. The performing arts theater is $125.
Wait, so the classroom is $235 an hour?
No,
It's room number 235, and it's that one is
okay.
right out. It's way too small.
Okay, so
Um,
what about the banquet hall? I mean, that sounds, the name of it makes you think it's big.
Not all of the rooms there would be usable by us.
Okay.
Some of them have furniture.
and they've got
Um,
gymnasiums that are $30 to $40 an hour, and there's no limit for people in those.
Yeah, but you generally can't have food in there.
Fair enough.
Um,
I just went and
yeah.
looked.
Hannah Center would be a last resort. I don't want to spend our meeting time today doing this research.
That's fine.
I want to set parameters, want to see if anybody's got any ideas to explore, and then I want us to go and look that up so that we can find out what we're looking at and make an informed decision next month. Okay?
Sounds good.
So I've got if anybody wants to go in, well, never mind. Let's not do it that way.
The Unity Church is one space that has previously offered us to share their space. And at the time I didn't take it up because we didn't need it. We were doing fine in Keys. And it was a little bigger and more than what we needed and
Say-
could afford. But
you say
now I
Unity
think it
Church?
might be, yeah, Unity Church.
Okay.
They're down South Washington, just south of the highway. They built their own place a few years ago. It's really, really nice. They even have a fireplace. in the room that we would be looking at. It would be upstairs. So it's kind of isolated. It has a big double, I think, if I recall, double-sided fires right in the middle and a kitchen.
Nice.
And I
like-
think it's within the price range that I was talking about. So that's one of the places that I want to
I
reach
mean,
out
if it's
to this month
available
and
and
check on.
reasonably priced, that could be a
So-
really good choice.
Yeah,
So just for the minutes, I want to clarify we have so the requirements: accessibility, ability to provide food or have food there, preferable to be able to burn, if possible, candles and incense. Anything else we want to add to that? And what was that price range?
I'd like to keep it under 150.
Under
What do
150.
you guys think? I'm basing that on our really good Sabbath fundraising,
Mhm.
honestly, and it hasn't been as good lately.
What does Finner cost us?
$15 an hour.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Definitely less.
So we might not be able to do like the super, like, would it be feasible for us to maybe to keep it under that cost if we had trouble, shorten how long we're there a little bit, just a little bit, you know?
I'm not sure we can reasonably
Okay.
be under 5 hours for a
Okay.
Sabbath. And we're really getting to the point where we need that we're going to need that extra time even for an indoor. We do more for setting up, we offer more activities, we're spending more time together. I don't want to be reducing the experience when
Valid.
we're trying to expand the venue and for expanding the people.
I mean, if you think about it, an hour for setup, an hour for ritual, and an hour for eating afterwards is 3 hours right there.
Mhm.
And, that's a really quick shove food in your mouth kind of eating
It's
situation.
also a quick Sabbath ritual too.
And that's I
Yeah.
was just throwing out stuff. It's not, yeah, I know I wouldn't want to shorten it. I was just throwing out like ways we might be able to keep that if we have trouble finding a venue that's not very expensive.
Keep in mind, I did all of this 4 years ago
Mhm.
when we lost the last space.
Yeah.
So, and Talon was in on that search at the time.
And
Um,
pickings.
it's not easy. 150 is going to be hard to find for 5 hours for the size that we need. Malachi?
I've got a question. A lot of churches do breakout rooms. I know we're not a traditional church and we have a lot more experiential parts. But would it be possible to put a television screen in our Wednesday night room and have a secondary circle?
We talked to them
So-
about that for Yule last year, doing something similar.
We've talked about different possibilities with that, and that's one of the discussions. That's why so many of our Sabbats last winter ended up being journeys of some kind, was just to get push the people out a little bit. Having a satellite circle is a little harder, especially when we're in such close proximity. The energy is it's going to be tough. But if you can think of a way to make it work, I'm open to suggestions.
Parallel
But-
Sabbaths. You do yours over there, I'll do mine over here. We take split up
Yeah,
the people in half.
and
I'm
nobody's
kidding,
gonna
I'm
not,
kidding.
it's, I'm not seeing that going well.
No.
Not for rituals. Discussions, yes, which is why I'm not talking about a new place altogether. If we were seriously needing more space for Wednesday nights, we'd be needing to look at just new space, period. But I think we could handle renting a space for Sabbats.
I've got all the ideas we've listed on the minutes. So if anybody wants to look over those and reach out to any of those, I've got 4 on there. They got, and I realized I made comments about each one. Like we got the Fledge, we got Hannah Center, Unitarian, and Unity Church. I've got all those just there because we discussed them. And if anybody wants to reach out, make sure nothing's changed. I mean, who knows? Maybe the Unitarians have decided that they don't want to do that and they want to roll the rest. Who knows? Reach out to somebody and whatever. They're there if anybody wants to do that. So, I mean, you said it's been 4 years, so a lot can change in 4 years. Who knows?
Right. A lot can change, but I doubt that the prices are going to have come down overall.
Probably not, but yeah,
Probably
wishful
not.
thinking. Wishful thinking.
That never happens. Does anyone want to take this on as a project this month? I know Foxfire is saying in chat that they'd offer their backyard for free, but we do have a policy against public events on private property. Although we appreciate the offer.
And also, it'll be awfully cold.
Yes, for a
I
winter
was gonna
cabin,
say,
Yeah,
yes.
'cause we go inside for the winter months.
Any other thoughts, comments on Sabbath space?
I don't have any comments for that space.
All right, well, we'll see how much of that information we can collect this month. What's next?
Castle, you ready for the financial report?
I am ready for the financial report now. Sorry,
All
guys.
right, let's do that.
Yours.
All right, so start out. Current balance in the checking account, $3,925.46. Current in the savings account, $1,970.52.
I'm so
Good.
sorry. I apologize. I got can you say that number one more time?
For which one?
The savings.
1,970.52. The 52 is the cents.
Yeah. I got
Okay.
you.
All right. I closed the window and I gotta reopen it. Give me just-
I was wondering what was happening.
All right. Total income for July. $2,159.21. Total expenses, $2,480.92. That gives us a tithe left owed to the Mother Church of $78.96. Choice Charity, $107.96. And an advertising budget of $107.96. The one for the charity, the Choice Charity will be rounded up to 108 because their donation page doesn't like change. So we're just gonna round it up to 108 so that it's charity. It makes us look a little bit better. Any questions, comments, quandaries, concerns? Maddie Lee, where we sit with Patreon, sister?
So our Patreon membership is 1,060 per month, with 26 paid members, 44 total.
Awesome.
Patreon. People are messaging in that community chat, by the way, on Patreon. I I got the app, but it doesn't alert me, which is really annoying. But I've been trying to pop in there when I remember to respond to people. So just something to keep in mind on Patreon, keeping that engagement.
Yeah, I see people like liking them, but I haven't seen many of the discussions.
Yeah, if the Patreon app alerted for messages, it would be perfect. Then I could just use the app on my phone. But it's it's annoying.
Is that it for the financial report?
That's it for financial report.
Okay. Alrighty, so we've got let's do the shoot. Hang on, sorry. My minute's correct. Let's do the Welcome Summerfest one because that was the other one that you had to do with.
Welcome Summer Festival. There has been a change in. Well, Maddie Lee has stepped up and is going to be my co-chair this year for this next year for Welcome Summer Festival. Financial report did not get done because I was busy this weekend. I plan on getting it. I want to get it done this week, and I will have it for next board meeting so that we can go through that. We did notice that we had a lot more vendors this year, and that's a good thing. We were also talking at a meeting this last was it Sunday, not as in yes, the week ago.
Like a week ago Sunday.
Yeah, a week ago Sunday, we were talking about doing some different things. We did go up to Wolf Run. I did find a hot dog vendor that was willing to come down and do our event for us. As soon as I get all the particulars that we have to do with the county, which I'm gonna work on that on Wednesday. And we'll get that taken care of and get them lined up. We've also got some other vendors that might be coming to. They picked up some new vendor cards and stuff over there. Found a guy that makes drums that's interested in, he'll be at GRPPD, so we're gonna get some more information and talk and take him up. We'll have our forums and stuff so we can get some stuff out into the community for GRPPD on the 21st.
We also talked about some of our areas of opportunities and how we are going to improve on those going forward. And we also, I lost my train of thought. What was I going to say? Kind of thought about kind of our long-term goals and how we can start to implement those since this is going to be year 4.
About what we want to do and where we want to see this go and what we want to make, how we want to grow it, and what other things we want to include. We kicked around the idea of live entertainment stuff, but we got to see what the increased costs would be for that. I did get an email out to Cheryl, our person for insurance, and I haven't heard back yet. So.
And then if I correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we have our headliner already procured.
Yes, we do have our headliner procured already. Meg Rafoon from MEC will be our headliner. Doing
How do you spell that last name?
RAPHOON, I think.
Rafood. Okay.
They were willing to come down and do public ritual for us. So, and I talked to them back at the picnic when we went to the picnic. That's when I asked them to do that. Did I spell it right?
Yes, you spell it right.
Thank you.
I want to let you know if you're.
And that's it right now with Welcome Summer Festival.
Alrighty. Good deal.
Big fan girl.
Does anybody have any input they want to add to Welcome Summer Festival? Anything we as a board would like to see it do or become? Guidance, questions? Now that I can see.
Did you get new glasses?
No, these are old ones that I dug out because I can. I still haven't gotten in.
So I do have a thought. I know we kind of doing this to fill the gap because there's the Pagan Pride Day that kind of got it's being held by somebody else. Is there a chance that we could ever talk that out and possibly basically take over and just turn it into
The
Pagan Pride
ball
Day?
is in their hands. The ball is in their hands. I went through the channels. I submitted the application for Weavers to host that event.
Mhm.
The person who owns it told me that we are still in a pandemic, and the last that I had heard from them, they said they were gonna hand it over, but I never heard anything back. Let me just check the message really quick.
They
Let's say,
said
'cause
we're
it's
still in a pandemic.
So, yeah, that was, I think, last year.
Okay.
Uh, okay, so let's see. Uh, there it is. Okay, so it was 2022. 2022, I went to the Pagan Pride website and applied for Weavers. And Carrie Zay, who was one of the founding board members of Weavers, messaged me to say, hey, you know, I am the vice president of Pagan Pride International, right? Wanted to know what we were interested in, so I wanted to make it happen. And she said this was May 20th of 2022. Well, we have held off because of the public health emergency that has not been lifted yet. Didn't hear from her again until April 28th of 2023. Are you still interested in heading up Lansing Pagan Pride Day? Nationals is trying to regroup from the pandemic, and I want to get the region's information gathered. And I said, absolutely. She said, perfect. So we are getting information to update the site and get people logged in. Let me know an email address you would like me to send it to. We are working over the next 3 weeks to get stuff set up and update the website. I'm happy you are interested in keeping it going. Nicole and I put a lot of time into LPPD and would be sad to see it go away. I said, send the info to Solanox at weaversoftheweb.org. She said, okay, perfect, thanks. And that is the last that I heard from her on the subject.
And
So it sounds like the door's possibly at least ajar. Is that something that
Balls
if
in their court.
fair, no fair? Because last I had heard, I thought they were like closed down completely, like they weren't going to let
Balls
anybody
in their
touch it.
court.
But
They have it. Balls in their court.
okay,
but I'm gonna tell you from being part of Pagan Pride Day, being on the board and helping originally set up Lansing's. There's certain times of the year that has to be done.
Mm.
It would make it where we move our festival would have to move from June for the first Saturday in June to September, August, September, or October,
Gotcha.
because that's when Pagan Pride Days have to fall between Lammas and Samhain.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
it's specifically a harvest
Okay.
festival. So, well, Welcome Summer is our event. It's our thing. We do it. It looks very similar to those, but it's not that. It's not even in the same
Mhm.
season.
Okay.
Do we have any other thoughts? No. Okay.
Ready. So we have one more thing on the agenda. Okay, no, that's not the only thing. But we've got the next item on the agenda is Shutter Sirens professional headshots and group photo.
Yeah,
That
we
was
had,
from Mindy.
I believe that's from Mandy. Yes.
yeah, we had talked about having them do, professional headshots and a group photo. So we have good photos for the website and good headshots to put on our profiles and whatnot. We were looking at doing it this weekend, but not everybody can be here on either of the days. So we need a day where everybody in the coven can be here in robes.
What about the
And that
next?
sounds like Mabon or Samhain
Either that or the next pagan night, or coven night out, right? If we can get everybody there,
or coven meeting,
yeah, or
or
coven
does it
meeting.
have to be a weekend?
Mm.
Oh, well, yeah, because Alfred's usually not in person for coven
Yep.
meeting. Never mind.
Yep.
Sorry.
So, do we have? I'm thinking a Saturday that Alfred's up to teach Tiger Dragon would potentially be a good option. And if we plan it out far enough, those who can adjust their schedules can make sure that they're available to come.
Well, so if not this weekend, we're doing let's see. So first, so what about the 7th? I think that's because I think for August, Tiger Dragon's not going to be on the 31st because that's the third Saturday. So the first and seconds, right? And then so the next first Saturday would be the 7th. So we know Alfred's going to be up for that 7th of September.
3 of
we
us
know-
will be gone.
I'll be on the cruise.
Oh, okay. Yep, fair point.
4 of us will be gone and we'll be on the cruise.
So then that we're looking at either the 21st or the 28th, which is 28th is going to be
Mabon.
Mabon. So that might be our next best opportunity to do it.
Honestly, that may be the better opportunity because the 21st, I will be in Grand Rapids that day.
That's Grand
true.
Rapids
That's,
Pagan Pride.
Yeah,
that's right, because I'm going to be there with you.
I'm gonna be at the suicide prevention thing.
And you're gonna be at the suicide
Oh.
prevention thing, Alvin.
Okay.
And I'll be working Saturday and Sunday that weekend.
What was that, Megan?
Oh,
She's
I
working
was
that
saying,
weekend.
yeah, I was saying that weekend it doesn't work for me either.
So I think consensus, Mabon, when we could maybe plan for that.
But it would have to be, it'd have to be Mabon. It can't be Sunday. I have to work Sunday.
So. Maven,
Okay,
What time? So what time do we get out at dinner that day? What time do you have that one scheduled for?
Didn't you push them all back to 1 o'clock or 12:30
I did
access?
not move that one. Let me go check right now.
I'm sorry, I thought we had lengthened all of them.
Not to my knowledge. It's not gonna.
I think it's been a 1/7 at a time lengthening.
We should probably just do the whole day next year.
But I was thinking like if we say we get out there at, I don't know, 3 o'clock, we have them meet us out there at that time. We do our photos, whatever, then we set up for the ritual. Or we need to push it back to 2 or 1 or whatever, we do it that way and have them do our photos and then we set up for ritual, something like that.
Yeah, or we could do the photos at the church before heading
that,
over to the site too.
That we could do as well. Yeah.
Personally, I like that plan better.
I do too.
So what's the scoop on the reservation, Castle?
Just a moment, please.
Okay.
Fighting with my computer.
Quick, what's everybody's
Number
favorite
6?
stone for Mercury retrograde?
All right, I'm looking at
Jasper.
Why?
Cause Mabon is on Ella's birthday.
Yes, it is. And for my birthday, I get to kill everybody. That's my favorite part.
Samhain is almost my birthday this year.
Symbolically, please.
This is
For-
a publicly available video.
For legal
It's
reasons, this is a
symbolic.
joke. It's symbolic death. I always follow up with that though, because you know.
4 to 9 PM. Do you need me to change that?
Okay, so the reservation being 4 to 9 PM means we get access to the site at 3:30 PM, correct?
Yes.
What time did we get on site last year for Maven? Do we remember?
I don't remember.
Because we got accustomed to just being able to show up anytime during the day.
I
And
feel
we just
like,
made the reservation.
I think they caught
But
on
ma-
to us.
but Maven was the one where we got locked out of.
Yeah, and I think we were trying to get on site at like 1 o'clock.
I was thinking it was like 1:30 or 2.
Do you want me to bump it up to 2 o'clock? Pay $30 and get the 2 extra hours? Or do
We
you want
wanna
to go
do-
earlier than that?
What do we
I think
think?
I think 2 would probably be fine because I know we're trying to tweak our setup again this year, and I'd like that extra. I think 2 hours would probably be good.
That's what
to-
I was
But
gonna.
also, that's the same day that we do, that Campo happens here. Is it? No, that's not a Campo week, is it?
No, it's the
Not
week
for
before.
Maven this year, no. Well, no,
Okay,
yeah, no.
okay, just making sure. Because if need be, we could bump it up to 1 so that Alfred could do his thing there, but if that's not the case, then I think 2 o'clock should be plenty.
I agree.
All right, so
I'm-
I will email them and add 2 more hours to September 28th.
What was Megan trying to say a second ago?
Oh, I was just saying that I agree because we at least discussed the possibility of bulking up the journey aspect. And if we're doing that, then we're going to have more setup than we've had before. And this is already a setup heavy ritual.
Yep.
Mandy, are you allergic to rosemary? Good.
Say we
We
just
need to-
did a ritual not that long ago where we used rosemary instead of lavender for allergy
So
reasons.
that's the reason I'm asking in our Maven fire our Maven fire. Let's put some rosemary in there to help knock down some of the mosquito business we've had.
I'm good with that.
We also need to add a few chime candles to the ritual box.
Yes.
We
I'm
learned
good
it
with that.
useful for us.
Make some notes in the ritual document.
Will do.
On it.
Thank you.
All right. So are we pretty much, do we need to do a board motion to hire shutters, sirens?
Yeah,
for
we need to get a
Maven?
price on that and what all are we looking to get?
I know headshots are the price for our group is $20 a piece. And I will find out if they're gonna charge for the group photo. I honestly don't think they will. But I will clarify it and post it in the board chat.
Do we want to, are we wanting to cover that $20 a piece as the church, or is this individual purchase for those who want them?
What was the reason for doing the headshots? Is this something we're using on our website?
That's what the thought was, that we need a board member page on the website, and this would give us
Okay.
uniform pictures to put on the website.
In that
So-
case, I think we're
That sounds like
justifying
church
having the church
business.
pay. Yeah.
It's church
I think
business.
so. Now, if you want special pictures, then you can individually say, hey,
Yeah.
can you do some more pictures and I'll pay for them? That's fine.
Like witchy glamour shots.
Right, exactly. But no, I think for board, yeah, I think the we'd be good with paying for that.
Now,
Yeah, I think probably get final costs though, for especially with the group photo.
To clarify then, if we're looking at board member headshots for the website, so those of us that are not currently members of Clarity would need to be there as well to get those shots.
Yes,
yes,
Preferably.
please.
Just wanted to make sure I was understanding correctly.
Yes.
And that's why, we a month and a half out, I think hopefully people can get their schedule sorted out to work it. So
All right, so we probably do need a motion for that part
okay.
to authorize the funds for that particular appointment.
Did we want to
So-
wait until we got a final cost for the group photo as well, just in case, or do we want
I would
to?
wait till we have total cost from them, honestly, in case they do want to
Okay.
charge.
Well, we'll have a chance to authorize this next month, so that's fine.
Yep,
Did we need anything else on that?
I don't think so. From my perspective, I was just putting final notes in there.
Mandy, when you talk to TC about that, ask them if they'd be open to making it a school portrait day for homeschool families or anybody that just wants to get a quick portrait made. If they're already setting up at Weavers for us, they could easily slide other people in. And if they'd be willing to do that, even if it was a little bit more for others, we could put that as an event and they could bring in some more money with it.
Okay,
So see if they'd be open to that.
It'd be a great way to bring in community as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Get your fall portraits made before you go celebrate the harvest. Alrighty. What's next?
So that was everything I had except for one addition that I remembered. We have 2 new dedicants, I believe, that we want to add to the board, perhaps.
Indeed we do. It's been some time since we've expanded the board, hasn't it? So as is written up, Ella, do you actually have the relevant portion of our bylaws handy?
I can pull them up real quick. Give me a second. I did not have them prepared until this point because I did not think about that until we were mid-meeting, and I was like, oh yeah, that's happening. Let me find bylaws, procedures. Alrighty.
And they call this the dog days of summer, and there's one way and another. We're all dragging it right now.
Alrighty, so board of directors. Hang on, okay, so we have here all directors shall be elected. Oh wait, never mind, that's directors. Never mind, board of directors. I'm thinking board members. Look here. Directors. Okay, so board of directors and officers. Sorry, I'm getting things mixed up here. Okay, sorry about that. I was thinking directors slash. I was thinking those are the same thing as officers. We go back and find that spot. It just has Article 4, talking about board of directors. So, let's see here. They shall be elected to serve 1-year term. However, the term may be extended until the successor has been elected. Terms should be staggered, so that approximately half the number of directors will end their terms in any given year. I don't remember. I didn't remember that one. Let's see here. So the term of office January 1st to December 31st. Qualification. Okay. In order to be eligible to serve as a director on the board of directors, the individual must be 18 years of age and affiliate within affiliate classifications created by the board of directors. They may be elected at any board meeting by the majority vote of the existing board of directors. The election of directors to replace those who have fulfilled their term of office shall take place on January 1st of each year. And so that's it. We just, at any board, we can add somebody in. At any meeting, we can pretty much add anybody in by a motion and a vote.
So, Ryan Welpley has recently fulfilled the requirements to become a dedicant to the Wise tradition under my teaching, and gone through those rites, and I would like to nominate him for a seat on the board of Weavers of the Web.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Welcome aboard, Ryan.
Hang on, let me get these notes in. Alrighty. So, I think it's my turn, right? Kind of. So yeah, Andrew Duran has also recently became a dedicant, fulfilled the requirements under me as his teacher, as their teacher, and I would like to nominate Andrew Duran to be a member of the board.
Second.
All in favor? Are you waiting for me to say it?
Oh yeah, well you're
Aye.
the lead of the
I
meeting
have to say
itself.
that part? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the board.
All right. So, seat on the board comes with certain perks and requirements. We have previously talked with Ryan and Andrew about serving as youth pastor and music director, respectively. Does anybody have any objections?
I don't have any objections.
No.
Yeah,
The other thing to know about board membership is that you will need to get your background checks done and your youth protection training done in order to be in compliance with our bylaws, which is fine because we are all in the process of completing that right now. I think there's 2 or 3 of us left to do the training. So Ryan and Andrew, I will send you links to the form that you'll need to fill out in order to get that process started. Okay? The youth protection training is hour long with a quick quiz at the end, super easy.
Is this the same stuff I filled out for convocation?
This is the same stuff you filled out for convocation. How do we feel about letting Ryan slide until January?
Till January's fine because it's a year. It just won't. It messes with the renewal rate because we're renewing around July, so
Right, it
Only-
puts him out of step.
puts them out of step. But as long as we don't forget that, I'm okay with it.
I can
Yeah, I was
renew
gonna
now.
I was going to say, as long as he takes the responsibility to be accountable for making sure that he doesn't fall out of renewal when the rest of us are remembering, because we're in July and he's in January.
I can renew now.
Do you rather renew now?
Yeah, that would make it easier because then when all of y'all are remembering, I don't have to be like, okay, carry the 1, add 3, convocation, so would it be?
Totally fair.
I think
All
that
right.
definitely works out easiest if since he's willing to do that.
So I'll get those taken care of. What's next?
That's everything I've got.
I did want to talk about getting some additional equipment for while we are outdoors. Because we had talked about, we've got the 2 little fans, but they are very little. The mist doesn't last very long. And what I found was a 16-inch fan. Looking for something that is rechargeable limits the options a little bit more. There's a lot of good corded ones, but when we're looking for rechargeable, so we're not putting an additional load on the Jackery. But this one would be $110. It's regularly $160. Actually, I think it would be $90 once there's a coupon on it. And it's 16 inches across, which I think is more than twice as big as the little orange ones. Will run for 3 to 25 hours on a full charge. So it's got a slider dial that's going to be 3 hours at max, 25 hours at low. So maybe we can find a happy medium.
Does it have a
And
mister in it as well?
It hooks directly to the hose.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah.
We might have to unhook it for
You broke
during
up a little bit
ritual.
sound wise when you said that last price with the coupon.
I think it's going to come out to 90 with the coupon that I've got. So actually, it doesn't even need a vote at that point.
Maybe it sounds like a good deal anyways.
Yeah, unless you wanted to get 2 at once. But,
Unless I
you
want to
know,
get 2, but we don't have 2
well,
hoses.
we only have 1 hose. Yeah.
And we'd have to get a splitter.
We were just talking about that. I think I have a splitter at home. If not, they're cheap at Meyer. It's also getting towards the end of the season. They're clearancing that stuff out now. We can always pick up another hose too, so we can put a Y splitter and have another hose, because we still need to have that line for fire.
Well, that was
And
my
then
thought.
we
Was
have
we'd
the
have
one
to.
for the fan. And
We'd either-
honestly, let's try 1 fan, and if we decide we need more than that, we can. But I think buying 1 now is a cautious move. Go with the 1. If we need more, we get more later.
I think Harbor Freight's got a 4-way for like $14.
Oh, for the
Oh,
hose.
splitter. Yeah.
Then
yeah,
we're
hose
then we're
splitters.
running into bandwidth issues a little bit. Thompson.
Yeah, I don't know how.
That
Oh,
Frost
there's a
Free
lot of
100
bandwidth.
volt
There's a lot of
dozer.
water pressure on that spigot. I
Fair.
don't think bandwidth's going to be an issue on the water.
I do
But
kind of like Castle's idea of doing 1 at a time,
Yeah.
and then adding as needed.
I think that's
Because
fair.
we also have to think about our storage space that we have where we're at right now, and we need to make sure that we're not buying more than we need. Because space is at a premium in here.
Yep. But we've also got that we've got other options for storage. At any rate, 1 fan, we definitely need a little bit more. And that might be the last thing that we need to make Fenner more tolerable. We'll see.
Okay.
I know we kind of pushed it off, but I do like Alfred's idea of getting the 4-way splitter, even if we're not like getting other hoses, because especially for like Litha, when we're doing our outdoor games, or like for me on Lammas, like I didn't want to go to the hose because other people were at the hose. And if there was, like a splitter where I could go to my section and someone can go to another section, it might make it more accessible for people to get access to the hose. while still having a line dedicated just for the fire. Because right now, you know, if something happened with the fire, you know, no one can have the hose. And if it's only, you know, $15, that I don't think a four-way split would take up a lot of storage space.
No.
No. I was talking the fan, the fan was my thing.
No,
Because-
I agree, because with a four-way splitter, we could hook up a sprinkler, the fan, and have the fire hose.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We
And
could
then
have
one
more
we just
things.
get water out of if we need water for cooking or whatever.
And having
The four-way would
having
be useful, yeah.
sprinkler would make cold water during the warmer days more accessible to the autistic members of our church who won't go over there unless they have a clergy member with them to spray them off.
Or who don't want to go over there because they don't want to get sprayed by people that are spraying people.
Yeah.
So we
Okay.
want, what, a hose splitter and another hose?
That's what I'm hearing. I can run up to Meyer and see what they got on clearance, because I'm sure they're starting to clearance that stuff out. It's almost end of season. Garden center's
Okay.
closing soon.
Why don't you do that and then let us know,
Will do.
and I'll go ahead and get the fan.
Sounds good.
All right. Do we have any other business?
Nothing else on the list. So if anybody's got anything else.
So I know the security folks have put together the emergency operating procedures, and we've talked about tabletopping some of that, I think, at Coven meetings, right, Alfred?
Yes.
Yeah. And that stuff is going into a central binder. I would like to start collecting that sort of thing on all the different aspects of how this runs. We're getting to be a complicated beast with a lot of interlocking parts and cogs and gears and whatnot. And we don't want any one of us to feel so tied and obligated and necessary that we can't, you know, go do something else that needs to be done, go take care of family, take a break. I don't expect everybody to be at everything all the time except me. So to make that easier, I want to get operating manuals for everything that we do, so that if anybody else needs to take over, it's easy to do that. Is that Castle on the other side of the camera again?
Yes, I moved.
Would you stop moving? You're confusing me.
You had mentioned something to me in our last meeting that you wanted us to start writing up job descriptions for our jobs.
Yep. So I tried to say something to everybody that I was meeting with last week. So this is getting it to the whole board and making it official. I would really like it if we had these by next board meeting. So that we could put together one manual and have it available. That way, if you know, Alfred blows a tire and can't make it out here and is in charge of running something, we can
Mhm.
easily do it in his place.
So for mine, one thing that'll help is I need to get colored tape. I need to get colored tape, multicolored tape. So then I could say put the red one in the red slot, put the blue one in the blue slot.
We're gonna put
sounds
the
like work.
rectangle one in the square hole.
So with what I do with setting up high test systems with, you know, linear variable differential transformers and Wheatstone bridge based load cells and all this other stuff, all when we ship a system out to a customer, all the cables are color coded so that they know where to put it in. All they have to do is, match blue to blue, red to red. So
Yeah.
makes it simple. And you can do that with inexpensive paint markers or colored tape or both.
Another option, Ella, might be wiki sticks, because you're looking to mark the spots for the dials on the soundboard, correct?
No, I was looking more for like, I was looking more for like marking which cable goes into which spot, basically. But we could. I don't want to mark it. I don't want to mark it. I want to create a grid that you just say, all right, if this person's talking, put it on this, and this. But anyway, that's what I'd like
But
to do. But
that may not always work, Ella, because you may
You're
not
right.
always be here to do that, and it's
well, that's why I'm talking about creating a grid that or like some kind of a thing, a chart that basically shows whoever is
But
running
what
it
I'm saying
do.
is we may not always have that chart available to us. We may be a place where we don't have internet connection, or we may not have a printed out copy. To mark it is going to be so much easier. I know you don't want to mark it. You don't want to mark up our new toys,
It's new. It's pretty.
but that's part of what we're
But
doing.
it's got a function.
So this could be
I
ran-
know. Okay. Well, the
We
thing is,
didn't buy it for its resale value.
okay, so the tricky part about that, I will say this, the tricky part about that is different people have different settings.
Right.
And so that's a lot of marks that's going to end up being based on who's and here's the other thing that flips it. The settings are different based on whether we're outdoors or indoors as well. So one person's going to have two different settings on everything. And that's going to be the issue I'm running. That's why I was thinking more grid like, because I feel like once we get to the point where it's just going to be so many marks, I'm not precise
Yeah,
enough.
it sounds to me like it might actually be its own manual that gets kept with the
Yeah.
board.
And that's what I thought. We put it in the box. Castle's talking about not always having it, but we're going to have it printed out in the box is what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah,
Stays
it
with
would
it at
be
all
part of that
times.
equipment.
Yeah, when
but-
you were talking a grid, I was thinking like a laminated sheet that
Mhm.
essentially is a layout
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
the board itself, and then you can mark, color code the cables, and then you can mark which cables go where on that grid, depending.
Ella, do you need us to pick up the colored tape for you to
That would be
label
cool.
cords with?
Somebody would be able to. Yeah, I don't know if
Okay.
that's something you can get at a music store. If that's just general tape from the hardware store, I don't know.
It's
I
just
hadn't put- I
electrical
hadn't looked-
tape. It's colored electrical tape.
Okay, is that all
I
it is?
will
Oh,
go
I
get
can
some
grab that
colored
right now.
electrical tape.
okay, cool. As many
Buy
colors
it
as you can
online,
get.
Zolox.
Yeah.
I can buy that online easy.
Thank you.
Cool. Instrument tape.
Megan said they
Yeah.
used instrument tape at work.
Yeah, Foxfire, by the way, sorry, I just now saw your message about help with audio stuff. Please do. Yeah, let's do that because you're a music person. And you probably have more experience with the equipment. I've been having a lot of fun learning and playing with it. I still haven't gotten everything set up because we just had our first outdoor ritual. We learned some things. I haven't gotten everything sort of quantified yet to where I can, I have everything set. But I have close enough I can get some preliminary stuff and then tweak as needed. But yes, so Foxfire, that'd be great to get help with that. Colored masking tape, not duct or electrical, less sticky and mess. But would it fall off easier? It's the only thing. Is this one my only concern?
No, because
Not
once
really.
we
When you
apply-
wrap it around and tape it to itself, it sticks
Okay.
pretty good.
Okay.
Not very durable.
That's what I'm concerned about, especially with the moving back and forth.
Here's the thing. If you go with paint pens or you go with dry erase markers, either one of them can be cleaned up with alcohol too.
Mhm.
So there's that option.
What I need the colors for primarily is marking. I've got it in my head right now where marking each cable goes into certain ports based on where we're at. And that way we can mark the cables, mark the ports. And then the other half of that, and that's the easy part. The other half of that is setting up the whatever, whether grid or whether marking it, whatever. But
And
what
that's
the
where a printout
settings,
would work.
that's where printout would work. So I just need colored tape for, and not much really, to be honest. Like somebody's got stuff laying around, but like 6 different, maybe more, 8 to 10 different colors probably, if possible, if that's even feasible. Or I can figure out some other way of marking them differently, but something along those lines to mark each one so I can basically say what goes where.
You go with paint pens.
I will
or-
say, having seen electrical tape used as a marker on things for extended periods of time, it is not a good choice. It does not last well. It winds up sticky and rubbery and gross after a year or two. So I would not use electrical tape.
and you clean it off with alcohol and you reapply. Nice thing with either one of those setups is that you can combine colors to come up with a lot of different color
Okay.
codes.
Oh, that's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. Like a two colors on one rather than. Okay, that makes sense. That'll
And
work.
the dry erase markers, or even better, the paint pens are great for the ports because all you have to do is put a colored dot at the port.
I like that. I like that.
So,
I like that. Okay.
and if you need to change them later, you take alcohol, you clean them off, you put a different color on them.
I like that. So paint pens and some kind of tape stuff. All right, cool.
We have any other questions?
Don't have any.
Requests? Deep desires.
We didn't really have anything that required a board vote except for like one or two things. Two things.
Yeah.
That's really it. That's interesting. I didn't ask for money this
Oh.
time. I didn't ask for.
Do we need to talk about con?
Sure.
We already we previously authorized to do the sponsorship at last year's levels, right? That's
Yeah.
already a go.
Say, I'm pretty sure we did a meeting or two ago. Let me. Didn't we talk about this? Oh, I thought we'd already talked about this. I don't remember.
I feel like we talked about it last meeting because I remember having this specific part of the conversation while I was driving home on 96.
Yeah, I just wanted to
Um,
double check, and we're gonna
I
put
hadn't-
in.
So yes, here it is. From last month, convocation. So have same level of expenditure. I think we talked about. I don't think we voted on anything, but yes, we said
Oh, we didn't.
we wanted to sponsor the neurodivergent room again. Have the same level of expenditure. We talked about doing the Maya ritual for convocation. We talked about some kind of kids ritual and maybe one other late night. Nothing was
Yeah,
voted.
I think I want to do a triple drawing down of the moon, a triple invocation for the late night,
Okay.
shrine scene. I don't know about the kids yet. Does anybody have any good ideas?
Feed them chocolate, give them espresso, and promise them puppies. There.
Yep.
Kids are taken care of.
Sounds like a Loki ritual to me. All right. Some parents gonna hate me.
Yes, chocolate covered espresso beans.
All right, but we already had that authorization for the spending, right?
We didn't.
Yes, we're just waiting on to see when they get it to us.
Say we didn't vote on it. We didn't
Oh,
vote
we
on
didn't
it.
vote on it.
We
Okay,
did not
we will
vote
do
on it.
that. Mandy's got her hand up.
TC says that the group shot's going to be included. We don't have to pay extra for the group shot, so we could just vote on the 20 apiece. And I think we're up to 12 now.
11.
11.
So it'd be $220.
All right. Motion to approve $220 to be spent at Maben T-Shutter Sirens for headshots and group photo.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Crickets. All right. Cool.
Alfred, we can't give pukey children back to their parents.
I
No,
have
we
no
give them
idea
to
what you're
Alfred
talking
for
about.
first aid.
No. I don't currently have a card.
All right. So then let's make this official for con. Motion to sign up for sponsorship of Convocation 2025 at the same level that we sponsor 2024. That would include the hospitality suite for us, the Serenity Room for con. And I believe we were at silver level, the middle level. Castle.
There is going to be a change in the suites this year. We are not gonna get this, we will get the suites on Thursday and not, we had to be out of them on Sunday.
Okay,
That was, I just wanted to let you guys know that's something they were changing this year.
okay. So no extended stays in the suite. Anybody who's in the suite is gonna have to come Thursday and leave Sunday.
That,
On the flip side, that reduces the expense a little bit.
no, they should, it didn't cost us any more for that. We paid the same amount. Because they were supposed to put that stipulation in there and they didn't.
Oh, okay.
Is it okay? So they
The
didn't tell
hotel
us
didn't
that-
want it,
Yeah.
Yeah,
because I thought it
Alright.
was paid by the night like any other room. It was just who got to have it.
but,
All right,
you want me to get a hold of Barb and get the contract sent over for that stuff?
yeah,
Well,
would you?
Sure.
Oh, we need to, did
We need
we
to
actually
finish
vote?
the vote. No, we
We
haven't.
didn't
You,
actually vote.
you didn't even finish your full thing. What I've
I
got
didn't
so
know, I
far is
didn't.
that you moved that we sign up for sponsorship for 2025 at the same level as 2024, which includes hospitality suite, Serenity Room, and then there was something else, and then I think that's what
There was a
took that out.
certain level,
Advertising.
sorry?
There was a certain level of advertising that
Okay.
went along with last year's cost.
Can we just say the same level of advertising and then revisit the actual like whatever version it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For next. Okay. So I've got includes hospitality suite, Serenity Room, and same level of advertising. So I
I think
second.
Seconded.
I second that.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay.
Nay, Megan, please speak.
I would like to wait until we actually have those numbers. I don't want to make a blanket statement just in case. Okay, I forget what we paid, like $250 last year. What if this year they decide silver is going to be $2,000? I don't feel comfortable just saying blatantly, let's do this without having that contract of what numbers, what we're getting. Once we have that, then I'd be much more willing to have the discussion and see what we're getting. Is this still working with what we want? Because we are assuming that that silver is going to be silver in the same, and that might change until we have that contract in front of us.
Absolutely.
You are
correct.
amazing,
That's
Megan.
fair.
You're amazing, Megan, because we are in the thralls of Mercury retrograde, and that was an easy miscommunication. What if we rephrased it to saying at the same cost of advertising?
No, that won't work.
Nope.
No,
No?
no, I agree. How about we modify this? And we ask Castle to approach Barb for the contracts. See what the numbers come back with.
Just did. I sent her a
Okay.
message.
I
Oh,
think
just
that's
send her a
good because I mean, even last year there was a pretty. I think if I remember correctly, there was a pretty steady change in price, and it being only the second year in the new location, they may make other large changes that we don't know about yet.
Yep. Totally
Well,
fair.
if I remember correctly, last year there was even a change from when we agreed to do it at this level. Then they changed it up, and there was other things, and we had to rediscuss what we wanted to do in this whole new. Because they were like, "Oh, it's going to be this," and then like, "Oh, actually, that's not going to work the way we envisioned it."
Yeah, yeah.
So
So
therefore, I've got a message into Barb and we can table this motion. I move that we table the motion for sponsorship for con until we get more information from the powers that be at MAC.
Seconded.
Second,
All in favor?
I
I
Opposed? Abstaining?
Think we're all good.
Motion carries.
Alrighty. Do we have anything else that we need to talk about this week? Month?
Price of tea in China?
No clue. Free if you grow it. It's like the
I do
peaches.
have Fire sirens confirmed to be here at noon on September 28th.
Thank you very
Noon?
much.
Okay, perfect. Make a note of that.
I will add it to my calendar.
They're gonna hate me tomorrow. I'm not working any Saturdays in September now. Oh,
All
well.
right. Do you have any other business to discuss? Anything?
I don't have anything else.
And now,
I like that one. I second that motion.
No, go home, say hi now.
yes, yes, you may.
Or wait for her to take Ryan to work.
All right, move to adjourn.
Second,
Bye.
bye y'all.
Bye.
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 I move that I go home.
All right, I gotta bail. My phone's about to die.
Then you
Hope you
you
guys have a
have
good
to
night.
actually move for real. Good night.